Hey horror fans, welcome back to Room 237, and I'm finally getting to a, I guess, collection type of review that I've been talking about for probably the past 5 or 6 videos or so, because I've been going over his films that are on this set, and that is the Bela Lugosi Scared to Death collection, which was put out by Image Madison Entertainment. And it comes in this really long box, and this isn't the only one I've seen by them. There's also a Vincent Price one, and there's even an Ernest one, which the Ernest one doesn't have a lot of his films, has a lot of his TV stuff, and a lot of his, greatest hits and Hey Vern and stuff. But both of those I've seen go for well over $100 each. I was lucky enough to find this at the store that I shop at for $20, which was insane. I got it with gift card and Christmas money last year. I did look at what's in the Vincent Price one. I do have most of the films that are on it. There's a couple I didn't have. I can't remember the name of one of them, but it's known as one of his worst films. It's the film that made it so him and Baba could not do, or so him and Corman couldn't do a Lovecraft film. It was either him or Baba. I don't remember which one. Something about Bomb Girls. I don't remember. Someone will tell me in the comments. But when I saw this for $20, I had to get it. Because, 10 DVDs, 20 films, all Bela Lugosi films. And the presentation of this, I've showed this before in my reviews that I've done already. The presentation is absolutely gorgeous. The box itself isn't the sturdiest cardboard, but here we get this beautiful picture of Bela himself. A nice little biography about where he was born, his birth name, of course, Bela Ferenc Deso Blasco. Probably butchered the fuck out of his name. I apologize, Mr. Lugosi. Jobs he did before acting, different countries he immigrated to, how he got his start in silent films, and eventually on stage playing Dracula, how they got him to film Dracula, and his everlasting yet struggling career up until his death in 1956. And I also love the cover, with the cemetery, the Gothic castle, the lightning. It really, that sort of Dracula pose. I would say it sets the tone for the films that are on it. I have to say, for the most part, I'm somewhat disappointed with some of the films. Obviously, it doesn't have Dracula. It doesn't have... was it... Abbott Costello Meet Frankenstein, which was the second film he played Dracula. And while this isn't the sturdiest cardboard, the way these come out is you pop open the side, and then the two actual cases come out. And of course, I have shown these in the reviews. These are made with thick, sturdy-ass cardboard. Each one is this big. 5 DVDs in each. There's still one in my PS4. 2 films on each. But even the presentation on these, you open it up, you get a still from, I guess the highlighted films on each one. Like this one comes with Scared to Death, which was the only colored film that he ever appeared in. Bowery at Midnight, which I've already reviewed. Ghosts on the Loose. And then the Volume 1, of course, Death Kiss, The Devil Bat, the Mysterious Mr. Wong, which it has the Mr. Wong films and the Chandu films, however you pronounce it. I haven't seen those yet, so I don't know. And while the presentation of these, that thick-ass cardboard, yes, the discs are held in by just these little foam pieces held on by glue, but it seems to hold them pretty well. I keep saying presentation, but I mean, and it does say the year they came out, the writers, the directors of each, and they're all presented in full screen, which is fine. But now I got to get into the films that are in these, because Bela Lugosi is known for his horror films. And a lot of these that are on this set, especially Volume 1, which, okay, it does have White Zombie, does have the Devil Bat, does have the Invisible Ghost. But it has, the Chandu on Magic Island, the Mysterious Mr. Wong. A lot of these, Murder by Television, Shadow of Chinatown, Phantom Creeps, I believe the Whispering Shadow. These were all serial films. I believe they were shown, like serials, like shown in theaters. And a lot of these are more so mysteries. Which, like, in this, which has, like, One Body, Too Many, and The Gorilla, which I've reviewed. Those are mystery comedies, which One Body, Too Many I enjoy. It's like a more comedic version of The Old Dark House with Karloff, which I'm a big fan of that film. The Gorilla, I'm pretty sure that's the only Lugosi film that I've ranted on. The Gorilla I did not find funny. Go check out my review for that. You do have more horror films in this volume. But, okay, so Volume 1 comes with White Zombie, excellent choice. One of my favorite films of his. The Death Kiss, The Whispering Shadow, Chandu on Magic Island, The Mysterious Mr. Wong, Murder by Television, Shadow of Chinatown, Phantom Creeps, The Devil Bat, and Invisible Ghost. Invisible Ghost I've also reviewed. I reviewed that probably back around January when I was going through all these old films. Volume 2 has The Gorilla, Spooks Run Wild, Black Dragons, The Corpse Vanishes, Bowery at Midnight, The Ape Man, which I've already reviewed, Ghosts on the Loose, One Body Too Many, which I enjoyed, Scared to Death, and Bela Lugosi Meets a Brooklyn Gorilla, which I believe is one of his worst reviewed films. No, it doesn't have Plan 9 from Outer Space, which at first I was thinking, well, I think he's just in the opening of that film, but it was his last on-screen performance, so it would have been nice to have it. But I was thinking, why would they put it on there for one scene? But then after watching this, I mean, the Gorilla and One Body Too Many, he literally plays a butler, and he has less screen time than Karloff did in The Old Dark House, where he played a butler. A lot of these films, he really doesn't have the screen time, which makes me wonder, I think a lot of these collections, like whether it be this, or whether it be the 50 horror classics that I have, a lot of them are public domain, which is understandable. But I'm thinking about all the films he did. Like, why doesn't it have, Mark of the Vampire or Murders in the Rue Morgue? More films like that. I can understand Dracula not being on here. But, some of these serials, especially if he has a very small role in them, why not do the more horror films? And again, I could probably understand why The Body Snatcher, which The Body Snatcher, he has like one small scene, then the big scene with Karloff is probably the best scene they've ever done together. or why doesn't it have the other films they've done together, like, which I do have, The Black Cat, The Raven, The Invisible Ray, and Black Friday all together on one set. But Black Friday, I mean, some of these films, The Gorilla and One Body Too Many, he doesn't have that much, he doesn't really have a whole lot more screen time than in Black Friday. I reviewed Black Friday as well. And I mean, Black Friday, he really just has one scene. So, as much as I love the look of this set, especially when you open it, I mean, it looks better with the things in it, but that is absolutely gorgeous looking. And I can't complain about 20 films that are in these very well done, very well protected cases. But, you know, even if you don't have the box, that alone looks awesome as well. I believe this is the biggest Bela Lugosi set. I think the next biggest I've seen is like 13 films. But, you know, even if it kept The Gorilla and One Body Too Many, a lot of these I still haven't seen yet. I still have to get to them. Why not trade in some of the serial films? Again, I don't know how big of a role he has, but why not get more films like Mark of the Vampire or Murders in the Rue Morgue? More straightforward horror films. I mean, that's what I would want. If it has anything to do with rights, like, you know, like for the same reason why maybe they couldn't get The Raven or The Black Cat, which those are, especially The Raven, that's one of Lugosi's best films and performances also. You know, that's one of the few films where he is actually the bigger star than Karloff. Wasn't billed that way because Hollywood was unfair to him, which I'll make another video about, you know, sort of my own little clipless documentary about Lugosi, about his life and his very struggled career and feud between him and Karloff, which I don't buy into. So while this is a good collection, a very well made and put together collection, I would have to say I disagree with some of the choice in films. And again, I'm talking about ones I haven't seen. I'm just going by with what I've read about them, like their serial films or their mysteries. I mean, I do like mystery films. I liked One Body Too Many. Granted, it was more so a comedy. I didn't care for The Gorilla. But I feel like this would have been a more essential collection. And I'm not saying it needs The Black Cat and The Raven or The Invisible Ray or The Body Snatcher, not Black Friday. I can understand why it doesn't have those. I'm sure it's some sort of rights issues. But, you know, and if it is rights issues, I get it. But as much as I love this set and as well made as it is and put together as it is, the only gripe I can say is could have had a little better choice in films. Like, I would have put Mark of the Vampire, Murders of the Rue Morgue, etc. I'm basically just repeating myself at this point. So, Bela Lugosi, the Scared to Death collection. If you're a fan of this era of horror, and especially horror legends like Bela Lugosi, this is definitely the set to get. I wouldn't settle for anything less. This is the set. I've seen the list of films that are on the Vincent Price ones of these. I have seen better Vincent Price collections, and this looks great on a shelf. Like, I don't know if you can see it in my cover photo on the Facebook page, or on my Facebook page in general. This sits up at the very top shelf on the side, and it looks great. Put my Bela Lugosi Dracula pop right in front of it. So yeah, definitely seek this out. Hopefully you'll be able to find it for maybe not 20 bucks, but way cheaper than over 100 bucks, like what these sets can go for. And once again, I forgot my plugs. Go check out my thank you to 500 subs video, the Q&A. Leave your questions in the comments. Go check out and join the Room 237 Reviews Facebook page. And also go check out the Room 237 Reviews Patreon. Check out the tiers. See if you'd like to be a patron, excuse me. If you would, greatly appreciated. If not, no, thank you all the same. But definitely go check out all three of those. And also, let me know what you've been thinking about these Bela Lugosi reviews. It's definitely something I'll keep going back to. I started out with these to break up the Blumhouse and other shitty newer films that I've been doing, just to kind of give myself a bit of a break, go back to an era that I really love. And I've had a lot of enjoyment going back to these. I really I really love this era, love Bela Lugosi. I have found some more on YouTube, like Murders in the Rue Morgue, so I'll be able to do a review of that. But anyway, that is the Bela Lugosi Scared to Death collection. Thank you for watching.